Coming up on Point News, sexual assaults on college campuses. We sit down with an expert to talk about why the crimes are happening and the effort across the country to keep people informed.
And allergy season is here. Find out why you and I might be grabbing the tissues a little more than usual.
Plus, find out how one Point Park student found herself on the Pirate Pitcher's Mound at PNC Park. Point News starts now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon, I'm Olivia Fisher.
I'm Hillary Maglin. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. In honor of that, Point News sat down with an expert for an in-depth interview on the current trends, including right here on campus.
Point News reporter Kyle Anthony has more.
According to the Center for Victims, 1 in 4 women will experience rape in their lifetime. Experts say the crime is often misunderstood.
People think that rape is about sex, but it's really about controlling another person and gaining power.
The National Sexual Violence Resource Center reports that 1 in 5 women are sexually assaulted while they were in college. Statistics from the Point Park Crime Report show that sex assault crimes at the university have increased every year since 2010.
I think it happens a lot on college campuses because of there's access.
Experts say 90% of sexual assault victims know their attacker.
So often perpetrators of sexual violence, they have to get close to a victim and earn their trust. And on a college campus, I think that there are more opportunities to have that happen.
5% of sexual assaults that take place on college campuses ever get reported.
That they'll be blamed, or because so many victims know the perpetrator, they don't want to get them in trouble, because there's oftentimes a relationship there, so they feel like no one's going to believe me if I report this, or they're going to question what I was doing instead of what he was doing. So there's a sense of no one believing them.
In 2013, President Obama signed into law the SAVE Act, which stands for Sexual Violence Elimination Act. It requires all institutions of higher learning to educate students, faculty, and staff on rape prevention.
So universities are getting better at providing students with that information and access to resources.
On April 24th, the Center for Victims will be holding an event at Market Square from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. to get the word out about Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I'm Kyle Anthony reporting for Point News.
It's the end of the semester and the end of a presidential term at United Student Government. Sophomore broadcasting major Blaine King was elected the new USG president. King previously served as a parliamentarian for USG this year. King followed current President Julian Singleton around before deciding he could do the job. Although he was uncontested in the elections, King has high hopes for next year.
My goals is basically to rebrand USG. With me being becoming a junior, I look at this being a 2-year deal. So I want to just rebrand USG, get out there, get the opinions of the students, definitely get the opinion of the community students.
At the beginning of the fall semester.
It's springtime in the city of Pittsburgh, but experts say the long winter can lead for a miserable spring for allergy sufferers. Point News reporter Tyler Jeske has the story.
Spring is officially back in Pittsburgh, and along with it, allergy season. Experts are saying that this allergy season might be one of the worst in recent memories.
The flowers are in bloom and the colors are back at Point State Park, leading people outside, but along with that comes the pollen in the air, leading to many problems for those who suffer from seasonal allergies.
Seasonal allergies develop with first an exposure to the allergens. Seasonal allergens we think more commonly as the trees, grasses, and weeds. So the next time you're exposed to the allergen, you have inflammation, which is manifested in sneezing and itchiness. And
Dr. Stella Lee has been at UPMC for 4 years and has seen hundreds of patients who have suffered from seasonal allergies. And she says that the snow we got this winter can really affect those who suffer from seasonal allergies.
Problem is when you have a late winter or a long winter, you can develop basically combination of pollination seasons. So
when the snow is around longer, the trees that pollinate in the spring get a late start, and they begin pollinating at the same time as other plants, leading to problems for those allergy sufferers. But Dr. Lee says that treating your seasonal allergies is possible.
Mild allergies you can treat with over-the-counter medications. There are topical steroids now that are on the market. There are oral antihistamines. There are nasal saline rinses you can do.
And when it comes to preventing seasonal allergies, Dr. Lee says that can be tough because the problems normally stem from the environment. If you suffer from seasonal allergies and would like to learn more, you can visit upmc.com for more details. Reporting for Point News, I'm Tyler Jeske.
A state lawmaker is proposing legislation that would allow bars in Pennsylvania to stay open later. He says it will help the economy by keeping young adults here in the state. Point News reporter Brittany Laufer has more.
Think about how many times you've been at the bar enjoying your night when you heard those famous two words, last call. Now those words may be coming even a little later thanks to a new legislation in the works that will allow bars in Pennsylvania to stay open until 4 a.m. In his efforts to modernize the state's liquor control board, Pennsylvania State Representative Jordan Harris proposed this legislation that would allow bars to apply for extended use permits.
This is a targeted approach at looking at how we look at how we're attracting young people, young professionals to the Commonwealth while not disturbing others in our residential area as well.
According to a news release from Harris, businesses would be charged a fee if they wish to extend their permit license. Half of the total would go to the municipality and the other to the state stores fund. Supporters of the bill say that not only would the bill keep younger people in Pennsylvania, but that it would also be good for businesses.
I think it would probably be a good idea as long as it's enforced properly, because things could probably get out of hand if you let people go on, but it'd be good revenue stream.
So if people want to stay out, they find a way, so why not make it in a safe establishment?
There are many residents in Pittsburgh, however, who are still against the legislation.
I think it's a horrible idea. I lived down here for 4 years now, and I know a lot of the older neighbors, they don't like it to begin with.
I think 2 o'clock, that's the current time, right? I think that's late enough because bars are also in residential areas, and people who aren't at the bars perhaps want to sleep or, have some quiet after 2 o'clock.
Although Harris is hopeful, Harrisburg observers are saying that the bill's chances are slim at best. Reporting in Southside for Point News, I'm Brittany Laufer.
A couple of pitchers was all it took for one Point Park student to get to play ball with a Pittsburgh Pirate. Details coming up.
And the mayor and the governor stopped by Market Square, the special celebration that brought them to the heart of the city, coming up on Point News.
We are a social people. We share our inspiration, wisdom, creations, and memories. We share what makes us laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
Start your morning with City News.
Start your morning with campus news.
Start your morning with political coverage.
Start your morning with fun.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
Did you know that Point Park has a cheerleading squad?
Don't get it confused.
Not only do our cheerleaders represent Point Park at regional and national competitions, but they also promote spirit and awareness of every sports team on campus. Come to any men's or women's varsity basketball game at home to watch the cheerleaders perform at halftime and cheer from the sidelines from the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Sports not your thing? You can catch the cheer team lead the crowd at the fall and spring pep rallies as well, or at several competitions around Pittsburgh each year. So what are you waiting for? Show the Point Park cheerleaders the support they show you.
We know you're wondering what the A-list celebrities are up to.
Well, here at Entertainment on Point, we're wondering too.
Have you heard about James Franco and Seth Rogen's new movie?
No, but have you heard Beyonce's new single?
Did you see what she was wearing on that red carpet?
Honey, that was not cute.
Did you see what happened on Scandal this week?
No, I was too busy keeping up with the Kardashians.
No matter what your guilty pleasure is, we've got you covered.
Entertainment on Point. Get to the point of pop culture.
Yeah!
A photo contest leads to a Point Park student throwing out the first pitch at a Pittsburgh Pirate game. Point News reporter Sierra Tufts was there for all the action.
It was play ball for one lucky Point Park student who was able to throw the first pitch at a Pirates game. Freshman broadcast reporting and political science major Emily Brack was the grand prize winner of the hashtag PGH's My Campus. Point Park University put on the contest for students. Her picture, seen here, gave her the opportunity to throw out the first pitch.
I posted a photo on Instagram and I was chosen, and I got a direct message from Point Park, and I was super excited when I found out.
Emily wasn't the only one to win a prize. Sophomore public relations and advertising major Marissa Reyes and junior photography major Hannah Harley were named fans of the game and got to change bases in between innings, although Hannah Harley was more excited about something else.
Pretty excited. I've loved the Bucks forever, and I also love field maintenance, so I'm pumped.
We're just minutes away from Emily Brack throwing the first pitch at the Pirates game. As you can see behind me, the grounds crew is getting the grounds ready for the first pitch.
Nice game time first pitch. Representing Point Park University, would you please welcome Emily Brack.
Emily threw out the pitch to Pirates catcher Chris Stewart. Emily, Marissa, and Hannah weren't the only Point Park representatives there. Gary Bracken's daughter, Chrissy Bracken, sang the national anthem. Gary is the vice president for enrollment management at Point Park. The Pirates went on to sweep the Milwaukee Brewers for their home opening week. You can catch the Buccos tomorrow night playing the Arizona Diamondbacks. Reporting for Point News, I'm Sierra Tufts.
An older restaurant in Market Square has a new name and a new look. The Simple Greek has been open for several weeks now. It was previously the Big Fat Greek Gyro. Reality TV star Marcus Lemonis from The Prophet on CNBC invested in the newly renovated restaurant. The episode aired this past December, and since then, people from all over have come to see the new design. The new menu offers healthier Greek food options. They are also in process of getting a liquor license and plan to sell Greek beer and fine wine this summer. Coming up on Point News, a popular Pittsburgh attraction is getting a makeover. Point News takes you behind the scenes to see what's new.
It's playoff season in Pittsburgh. Find out where you can watch the Pens on their road to the Stanley Cup.
Here at the Pioneers sideline, we get freshmen involved as quickly as possible so they get the real-world experience on air and behind the scenes to set themselves apart in internships and potential jobs. Blaine, where is that video? I needed it in KeyPro like yesterday.
All right, I got you, Chris. But I got a quick question for you guys.
What do you mean a question?
Just, like,
It's always a
answer me
question.
one thing.
It's always a... What? Where is he? Blaine.
Blaine! Blaine!
Freshman, you can't find any good ones anymore.
Ever wanted to be behind the mic and have the world listening to your show on campus? Well, it's just as simple as joining WPPJ, Point Park's student-run radio station, located on the second floor of Lawrence Hall, right next to the dining services. Listeners can tune in using Point Park's website or through the TuneIn app by searching WPPJ. WPPJ welcomes any new DJs that want to get involved, so be heard. Do you have what it takes?
An expression, a belief, a symbol, freedom to worship, an unspoken word. To express yourself means standing up for what you believe in. There's a freedom to worship and a freedom to live. To speak never saying a word, to love, to let your voice be heard. The light of your own path. For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.
The National Aviary is under construction as they add new exhibits and add a few more bird species to their lineup. Point News reporter Maggie McCauley has the story.
Getting up close at the National Aviary, you can really immerse yourself here in all of the exhibits. There are some new birds calling the aviary home in the Wetlands exhibit.
This is our brand new immersive exhibit, the Rajiana Birds of Paradise. You can see behind me we have 3 Rajiana Birds of Paradise. We have 2 males and 1 female. Now right now we have some younger females and some younger males, so we're waiting for them to color up. So this way visitors will get to see them grow and turn into these beautiful birds that will soon just display and keep visitors in awe.
New summer program shows and activities are planned for guests to learn more about the many species of birds.
April 25th and 26th, we'll be highlighting our Masters of the Sky, which are all of our birds of prey, our raptor species, and we'll have many things for people to do all weekend long. We'll be highlighting stellar sea eagles, and also we have new baby owlets, and also falcon demonstrations, bird walks in the park to see our resident Cooper's hawk, and all sorts of things.
After 6 months of construction, Condor Court will reopen in June. The new exhibit space will include a large new enclosure for the Andean condors, complete with rocky ledges, nesting cavities, and a pool designed to reflect the bird's natural habitat in Ecuador. Between interactive feedings and daily encounters, you get your chance to really get up close and personal with all of the birds at the National Aviary. There's so many upcoming renovations and changes, be sure to check them out. Reporting for Point News, I'm Maggie McCauley.
This spring, you'll notice something new in downtown Pittsburgh: bike lanes. The warm weather has bicyclists trying to get around in new ways. Point News reporter Gina DiGiorgio talked to people about how it's going.
Pittsburgh has opened up a new lane for bikes, but are they really safe and do people like them? The bike lanes go from the Strip to downtown, meeting big changes for both cyclists and drivers. As you can imagine, reaction to the new traffic patterns is mixed.
I think the dedicated bicycle lanes are just a wonderful resource for the people. The ones near the university, like around Shenley Park, and the ones in the downtown area are just a great start, and it's going to be so cool to see what happens as more bike lanes get installed. The bicycle lanes that have been installed are just a wonderful resource for the people around. It makes Pittsburgh a better place to live.
The idea is to make it easier and safer to move around downtown. It's also cheaper to take the bike than to worry about parking rates. Better for the environment and a way to be healthy. But some drivers say it's causing more traffic delays, and it could lead to even more serious problems.
I think people can get like a false sense of security from them, so they still need to be aware that they need to be aware of their surroundings.
Why do you feel like that?
Because I've seen people get hit on them because they think no one's going to do anything to them because they're in a lane, but things still happen.
But this concept isn't new. Other countries have been using bike lanes for a while.
Really, bike lanes should be separate from the cars in some major way. For example, a few months ago, I was in Berlin, and on the median running down is a bike lane. They actually have bike lights, so when you're crossing the street, there's a little bike instead of a person. So basically, the idea is to totally separate cars from the bikes as much as possible.
The bike lanes were installed a few months ago, but the warm weather will give the city a chance to see how it's really working. While there is a mix of opinions about the bike lanes, it looks like they are here to stay and are going to be continuing into the future. Reporting for Point News, I'm Gina DiGiorgio.
Governor Wolf made an appearance in Pittsburgh this week to celebrate Earth Day. The governor was one of many speakers Wednesday at the first annual EverPower Earth Day Festival in Market Square. Activities included a lunch hour special and a free concert by the local band, the Clarks. The event was started to raise awareness about sustainability and good environmental habits. Mayor Bill Peduto acknowledged how far the city has come in recent years in terms of environmental awareness.
It's called sustainability. It's a part of cities that get it, that are moving forward, that they make part of their DNA, of how we grow and how we preserve as a city, while at the same time understanding that we want to be able to give something to the future.
During Earth Day yesterday, we saw rain. Some people even saw snowflakes.
I know back home in Iowa, they got a substantial amount of snow, and I think I might have seen it outside my window last night. Zach Aaron is here with our weekend outlook. Zach?
Yeah, you're not going crazy. That was snow outside your window last night. There was snow reported in certain areas of the city, but not to worry, that will probably be the last time you'll see snow for quite a while, as it's going to start getting warmer as we head into the weekend. But today, as you woke up, it was just above freezing. Pretty cold out there with a temperature of 36 degrees. At noon, it was 48, and for your drive home, it's going to be about 55 degrees. As we move into your weekend outlook, Friday, it's going to start warming up with a high of 57 and a low of 34. And as we move on to Saturday, it's going to be a high of 60 and a low of 39. And then as we move on to Sunday, it's going to be a high of 64, a low of 38. It's going to be partly cloudy all 3 days, so it's going to be a great chance to get outside, enjoy nature, go for a bike ride. Not quite whether you would associate with hockey, but it's the most important time of the season in the NHL, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and Kyle Anthony joins us to talk about it. Kyle?
Thanks, Zach. The Stanley Cup playoffs are now underway as the Penguins take on the New York Rangers. The Pens lost in overtime last night to give the Rangers a 3-1 series lead. For fans who couldn't get a ticket for the home games this week, the city set up a big screen in Market Square for fans to watch the action. Point News reporter Zach Aaron has more from Monday night's game.
Penguins fans flocked down to Market Square on Monday to watch their favorite team take on the New York Rangers in Game 3 of the first round of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Fans came from all over, even as far as Australia.
Well, I mean, I've been following the Penguins for about, 7-8 years now. Yeah. And I came here hoping to catch the playoff game, and it was a bit risky at the end of March, but we got there in the end, so I'm pleased to be here.
For those who were more local, some were there for quite a while before the puck even dropped.
Tell me how long you guys have been out in Market Square today.
We've been here since 12 o'clock.
Tell me why you've been here so long. I mean,
because we're dedicated Pens fans.
Love the Penguins.
You love the Penguins. Every year we do this. We stand down here, we sit down here, we do what we got to do for our Pens.
Some people still wanted to feel at home while watching the game at the square, so they decided to bring their couch with them.
We come every year just because we love the atmosphere. You get to feel like you're in a game, but we bring obviously the couch to be in the comfort of our own home. But we get this great fans around us and just really get into the cheering and having a good time with everyone.
The fans remained rowdy for the entire game through all the ups and downs. However, the Penguins ended up losing the game by a score of 2-1. Despite that, fans still have high hopes for their team.
We've definitely got a chance to definitely win the cup, just like pretty much any other team in the playoffs.
Oh, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win this series in 6, and we're gonna go on. We're gonna win the Stanley Cup.
Obviously, you know they're gonna be excited.
Yeah, we're gonna take it all the way, no matter what.
Win. That's it. Just win. Keep it simple. Win.
Reporting for Point News, I'm Zach Aaron.
The Pens will head back to New York and will play the Rangers on Sunday, trying to keep the series alive. The Pirates came into their series with the Cubs riding high off a series sweep of the Brewers. But after losing the first 2 games against Chicago, the Bucks rebounded last night by a score of 4-3. So today the Buccos will try to tie the series with Jeff Locke going to the mound. Shifting to the gridiron, where the Pittsburgh Steelers now know their schedule. The Steelers will play in the first football game of the year against the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. Other big road games for the Steelers will be against the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Seahawks. Notable home games are against the 49ers, the Cardinals, and the Broncos. Back to our host.
That does it for Point News. This is our final show of the semester, and I am going to miss it so much.
Thanks so much for watching every week live at 2, and thank you so much, Hillary, for all your time and dedication. We're really going to miss you.
I'm really going to miss all of you guys.
You guys are going to make me cry over here. I can't.
Well, good luck with your senior year, Zach and Kyle,
Thank
and good
you.
luck with grad school, Olivia.
Hillary, remember, there's always an open seat here at Point News for you whenever you come back.
You guys will make me
Thank
too.
you so much. Have a great summer, everybody.